Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to Pass Pirate Pay, the movie discussion show. My name is Ken. I'm your host alongside my co-host, Andy. Andy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, Ken. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well myself. Today we got some fun going on here.
Oh, boy.
We are making a return trip to the wonderful world of Oz. In honor of the newly released Wicked for Good. This is part 2 of the musical extravaganza. So in honor of that, we're doing a trifecta of Oz-related movies. We're doing a little something a little fun today. Something a little different from our usual. Taking a little detour. Yeah. So you and I, we had ourselves a fun little date night.
Yeah, we did. It was awful fun.
The first movie we'll be talking about today is The Wizard of Oz itself, but not just the movie. We're talking about the experience at the Sphere in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
They've made it's like a 4DX version on the grandest possible screen you could ever possibly see it on.
Yep.
So we'll be talking about that. In addition to that, we'll be doing the 1990 movie The Dreamer of Oz, which is a biopic about L. Frank Baum, and the aforementioned Wicked for Good. So yeah, I figure we'll just jump right into it and get started with our experience at the Sphere.
I guess it's chronological.
Yeah, ish. The movie is it's The Wizard of Oz from 1939, directed by Victor Fleming.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we went to the Sphere. We got ourselves pretty decent seats, I would say.
I thought so.
Yeah, we were I would say right around the middle, height-wise, of the Sphere experience.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how many people are unfamiliar with the Sphere, but we might want to just clue them in on what it is.
Yeah, okay. So the Sphere is a one-of-a-kind theatrical experience, concert venue, whatever you want to call it, here in Las Vegas. It's the only one in the world, and based on the billions of dollars that they're hemorrhaged to bring it to us, it might be the only one that ever exists in this world. But yeah, it's basically concerts and movies are put in here. It's a gigantic curved screen.
Yeah, it's a dome. It's called
the Sphere, which it's basically is. It is like 3/4 of a sphere with the bottom flattened out, and you sit inside it. I haven't been there for a show or anything. You have, but yeah, you're sitting in the seats, and the screen basically takes up the entirety of half of the sphere, so that the things that you're watching on the screen are not only in front of you, but they're also to the sides of you and above you,
and sometimes behind you.
Yeah. So I mean, it is a one of a kind experience. But you saw U2 there, so you want to talk a little bit about that to give people more of an experience.
I saw U2. That was the first thing they did there, and I luck boxed into some cheap seats, or a cheap seat, and I just went by myself, and it's just really like mind blowing, the clarity of those screens. I think they're like 16K.
Yeah, 16K.
And it's just massive.
Yep.
Just so like bigger than you could ever think.
Yep.
And the concert was great, but like U2 kind of played second fiddle to the screen.
Yeah, I wonder if that's the case with all the acts that are going to be there.
It's hard to do because it's so big. The band is really small, just like a big concert venue.
Right, sure.
But then like they project the band while they're playing onto the screen as well at points.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a really crazy experience. I described it when I first went as like I felt like I was in the future and going to entertainment.
Okay, yeah,
in the future.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like, what was your impression when you first came in?
So
when we first saw it,
because I work very close to where the Sphere is, and from the roof of the employee parking garage where I work, you can actually see it. It's fairly close, but until you're standing right up next to it, I just really didn't have a full understanding of how big it is.
Yeah,
like for the Wizard of Oz, in honor of the Wizard of Oz, they have the Wicked Witch of the East's feet sticking out of the bottom of the Sphere, as though the Sphere was Dorothy's house that landed on her, and like her feet are they barely go up to, I don't know, a third of the way up the Sphere, but it's like they're like 30 feet tall feet. I mean, it is enormous, you know.
Yeah.
This thing is just huge. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean,
and when you went inside, like in the lobby and everything, that's kind of futuristic looking too.
It definitely is. They had, they have all kinds of screens inside the venue as well as the screen that is the venue. You know, it's just, and all super HD and just looks really cool. It's just enormous. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So the way they did the Wizard of Oz, I guess, in order to maximize the number of tickets they can sell to make the maximum amount of profits, they cut the movie down. They pair it, seems a little sacrilegious. The Wizard of Oz is
I think that word will come up a lot.
Yeah, spoiler alert. So they do a fair bit of cutting of the movie to get it down to, it's like an hour and 20 minutes, and I think the original run length is like an hour 40, so they've cut a fair chunk of the movie.
It's been so long since I've seen The Wizard of Oz, I didn't notice what they cut.
Yeah, I noticed a couple of things, but I hadn't seen it too recently either. So yeah, I'm sure there's a bunch that they cut that I didn't really notice either. But I think it's more. I think it's just little moments, like the one scene I noticed it most during was when they meet the Cowardly Lion. The interaction before he joins them, that seemed really truncated to me. Like it seemed like they cut out some of. Because he's funny, right? I love the Cowardly Lion, and it seemed like they cut out some of his macho posturing before they realized what a coward he is and stuff like that. It's funny stuff. But yeah, so they cut it out, and in addition to that, in order to make the movie fit on, originally the Wizard of Oz was filmed for a rectangular screen that you're looking forward at, and now to create the immersive experience, that's the whole point of the Sphere. They have to build out all of this huge background stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it seems to me that my main problem with the experience was it's a little creaky, is the best word I can use to describe it.
I think you're absolutely right.
Right? Like you're taking an 85-year-old movie shot on antiquated camera equipment, and you're stitching that footage together with all of this new AI generated background experience.
Yeah. And
it just looks weird a lot of the time.
Yeah, it felt to me like they were leaning heavy on AI.
Yeah.
And the AI is not there yet.
Yeah, I agree. And it's also just like, a lot of times this, I cannot overstate how massive this screen is, right? And a lot of times you're looking at a shot of, Dorothy and the Tin Man and the Scarecrow and the Lion, and the four of them will be a very small part of what you're seeing on screen, but they'll also be the only parts of the thing that you're seeing that were actually filmed for 1939.
Right.
And all of the rest of it is new. And it just looks weird. They're not quite, the background behind them, they don't quite fit in with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just looks very odd.
Yeah, I got that too. And I don't know if you did this, but I did. When you're watching the movie, like the main action will be going on, and you'll see Dorothy interacting with the Tin Man or whatever. But if you look on the peripheral, it gets really wonky and uncanny valley.
I did notice that. Definitely.
And I think you could probably get away with this if it were a regular screen.
Yeah.
Where that stuff kind of fades into the background. But when it's, giant like that, when it's so big, you can't hide a goddamn thing.
Right.
It's
absolutely
all there.
Yep.
And you're like craning your neck to look at other parts of the movie.
Yep. It's interesting too, where it's just like where there are people in the background. Like those are not people. Those were not the extras that were on set when they were originally making the movie, right? Because the camera wasn't shooting the stuff that we're now seeing.
Yeah.
So it's just like you have these weird AI created people in the background, and they're like just doing weird actions, because it's like you can't just have them standing perfectly still. So they're like moving around weirdly, but they're totally disconnected from the action that's going on what you're originally supposed to be looking at.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
That said, I don't think I didn't have a horrible time. I don't think it was an experience that's not worthwhile. There are parts of it that are really cool, like the Twister. Obviously,
they
have these giant fans that are blowing wind, and they have like paper debris that they're shooting into the crowd,
right?
And like the Twister, the experience is at its best when it's the most immersive, and the Twister is the thing that's doing that, right?
Yeah,
because you're seeing all of these things, you're looking up and backwards and left and right, and like you're literally surrounded by a tornado, and the wind is blowing in your face, and your seats are vibrating, and debris is everywhere, and it's just super cool.
Yeah,
like it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
There's the first time Glinda appears, so she comes floating in on this bubble, right? The first time we see her, the bubble like takes over the entire sphere, and then when it pops, then you're back in Oz. And that moment I thought was really cool too. Like anytime I'm looking around me at the experience and thinking like, oh, that's interesting. Now I'm in it. Yeah. That stuff was really cool. That stuff was what really got me. But yeah, I don't know. On the whole, I would be interested in seeing a more recent movie on this in this experience. Where like what? I don't know. Somebody mentioned to me
Requiem for a Dream.
Sign me up. Somebody mentioned The Matrix to me when they were talking about it, and I was thinking like something like that, something where it was originally supposed to look computery, and and now you're just it wouldn't be so incompatible, and I think that would make it a better time for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, the experience on the whole was not a horrible one.
No, it was fun.
Yeah,
but I think just what they did to a classic movie though was there was one part that made me laugh. It was so bad. And I guess in the original movie that it's when the Tin Man is breaking down the door with his axe. And in the original movie, I guess you just see the axe breaking down the door.
Right.
But here they blew it all out. So you saw the Tin Man swinging the axe, and the way he was swinging it looked so wonky and so bad. The way the Tin Man was just like, like because they had to put a fake blurred Tin Man in the background with the axe in the foreground.
Yeah, right.
And it looked so bad, and I'm like, I think that if they just would have got like visual effects people to do it, it would have been way better.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But they leaned hard on AI, and you could tell.
Yeah.
My
main thing, the wonkiness, my main problem was the Tin Man, specifically the Tin Man and the Wicked Witch. They're very heavily make-upped and wearing prosthetics.
Yeah.
And I found, like, when you're watching the movie in 1939, you don't notice that the witch is wearing a prosthetic chin. But when you blow her up to 16K HD, you can just see that her chin doesn't quite line up right with the rest of her face. It's just like, oh God, what is this? Like, this is, I don't know. It's not great. It's not great.
Yeah, and it's such a revered classic. But I do like the swing.
Yeah,
I do like
for sure.
Like if this is the first attempt at something like experiences like this going forward, then I'm okay with that
for sure.
I don't know if I was okay with the ungodly ticket price.
Yeah, it's for sure pricey.
That's really expensive.
Yeah, you can't get in there for less than $100, and if you're spending the $100 seats, you're way up at the top too.
Yeah.
It's I'm sure it would be much less cool way up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I understand why they picked The Wizard of Oz, because ultimately what they're trying to do is get people to come in and see it, and you're picking something that is almost universally beloved. So it's like, I'll go see The Wizard of Oz. Yeah,
sure,
sounds great. But at the same time, you're running a huge risk by tampering, by really screwing around with something that is so classic and so beloved,
Yeah. And I feel that they fell on both sides of that.
Yeah.
There were times, like you said, that were really fun. And then times where you're like, oh, what are you doing to this movie?
Yeah. Yep.
But I just wonder about the Sphere, and I wonder if there's ever going to be anything that goes there. I mean, I hope there is, that is like that has artistic merit and is not just impressive to look at.
Right. I'm somewhat curious to see the Darren Aronofsky movie that was made specifically for the Sphere.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I wonder if, because he is actually a filmmaker, so if he had a lot of input on the technical side, then maybe he's using the technical marvel that is the sphere in a way that is artistically valid.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I haven't talked to anybody really.
All right, so Ken, what would you give The Wizard of Oz at the Sphere? Would you give it a pass, pirate, or pay?
So,
can't really pirate this.
If you can find some way to get into this experience without paying for it, that is wholeheartly what I recommend. If you can find a way to pirate the Sphere, that is certainly what I suggest.
So you're gonna give The Wizard of Oz at the Sphere a pirate?
That's correct. It is.
Oh. All right. I'm gonna give it a pay.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a pay. I think it is an experience worth having.
All right. Yeah, I agree. But way better for free if you could squeeze that.
I think this sphere is like a man with a 2-foot long dick. It's like really impressive to look at.
What are you gonna do with that thing?
What's the function really? Like, can you really do anything with it? But it's very impressive. Very impressive, sir.
All right. Our second movie today is 1990's The Dreamer of Oz. It is directed by Jack Bender. This is a made-for-TV movie about the life of L. Frank Baum. It stars John Ritter as Baum and Annette O'Toole as his wife, Maud. And so the movie starts. It's the premiere of the 1939 film The Wizard of Oz, and an old woman is ignored by everyone except one intrepid reporter who recognizes her as the widow of L. Frank Baum.
Yeah.
And so this is the framework of the movie. It's the story of Baum as told by his wife on the premiere of the movie that makes him the sensation that he is.
Did you recognize the intrepid reporter?
I did not. Who was it?
It was Hedwig.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. No, I did not notice that at all.
John Cameron Mitchell.
That's funny. No, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, that was Hedwig from Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
Nice. Yeah, we should say that this movie is not so much in the culture anymore, so it's kind of hard to find. The version that we had to watch, very grainy.
Really bad version on YouTube. I first of all, I saw this movie when it came out and didn't realize it was that long ago.
Yeah.
And also didn't realize that it was going to be so hard to find.
Yeah. Whatever, we found it. It was grainy and a little tough to watch, but we soldier through. That's what we do. We are podcasting professionals. Really.
That's right.
Yeah. So this movie, it does pretty standard hokey biopic kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's just like L. Frank Baum is known for one thing. He's known for The Wizard of Oz. So let's go through the story of his life and just cherry pick moments that may or may not have happened to him that would be like, oh, this is where this thing comes in. Right. Oh, here's where he came up with the idea for the scarecrow. Here's where
the reenactment of the like where it envisions like what he's thinking, like where it goes to the land of Oz. It's really bad.
It's
really cheesy.
Yeah, so the movie starts out with L. Frank Baum as an actor. He's working on stage and trying to make it as an actor. And we're given the impression that he is not terribly good at being an actor. He's appearing in some Shakespeare and he's doing some stuff, and he's just really not very good. My problem is that John Ritter doing the bad acting here, I can't really tell the difference very much between his acting as bad actor for L. Frank Baum and his act.
Oh, come on.
I don't have a problem. I like John Ritter. People love John Ritter, which is a thing that I don't really...
I really like John Ritter.
People do, and I guess I never watched Three's Company. I'm a little too young. So he's just not my guy. I don't have a problem with him, but like...
Oh, I think John Ritter's great.
I don't think he's very good in this movie. I really don't. There are a few moments where he's supposed to be carrying some... Like, there's... Late in the movie, there's a scene where he's trying to get his first Oz book published, and he's already gotten a book published, Father Goose or something. So he's got a bit of notoriety, but even that is not enough to get people to want to pay for this new Oz book. And like he's experiencing all this self-doubt, and he's like ripping up the pages of it, and he's because nobody ever wants it, and why is he wasting his time with this? And I feel like John Ritter is just not up to the task of what's being asked of him in this scene. I thought it was not good at all.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, not into it at all. So an interesting note here, I don't know what this has to do with anything, but I couldn't stop thinking about it as I was watching it. So John Ritter and Annette O'Toole play a married couple in this movie, a TV movie that came out in 1990. In a separate movie that came out, a TV movie that came out in 1990.
Was it It?
It. They also play love interests.
Oh, wow. Same year, huh?
Same year. Because
you can find a much better version of It.
I only think of Annette O'Toole. I don't know that I know her from anything other than playing the adult version of Beverly in It before this movie. So when she came on screen in this movie, I was like, hey, I know her. She's good. I like her. She's pretty. But yeah, I don't know. I was not terribly impressed with the performances of either one of our two leads in this movie.
It was also so I watched you ever watch American Experience on PBS?
No, I haven't.
So they're just documentaries about American things.
Okay.
And they're really good. And they did an L. Frank Baum one.
Uh-huh.
And they painted a more complete picture.
Oh, the Indian stuff.
Yeah. Do you know about that?
I do, yeah. Yeah. So in this movie,
he goes out west.
They
right?
go out west. It looks like they're basically moving to Deadwood. And his idea is he's going to.
They're not far.
It's in South Dakota, right?
I think it's Abilene, isn't it?
Yeah. They moved to Deadwood essentially, and his idea is that he's going to open up a fancy general store that's selling like fancy silk scarves and like.
And when is this? Like turn of the century? Like early 1900s?
Yeah, I think it's just before the turn of the century when I think it's like the late 1890s when they're in the Wild West town.
And that is the Wild West.
Yeah. The one scene where I thought John Ritter was actually good was he's in this Old West town and he's running the newspaper and he accidentally prints something like this jerk guy doesn't like about the guy's wife, right?
Yeah.
It was like a typo that the guy took personally. So he challenges Baum to a duel. And the one thing I thought was funny was when John Ritter was pretending to be a badass to get the guy to run away from the duel.
And all of that seems like bullshit, right?
Of course, it has to be bullshit. Yeah. But it's just like, this is what the movie decided was how we're going to come up with the Cowardly Lion, is that this guy, this threatening burly man is like, he's gonna make John Ritter pay for having a typo about his wife. But then as soon as John Ritter decides to stand up to him, the guy runs away in disgrace, And it's like, oh, that's the Cowardly Lion. But I thought John Ritter's false bravado acting was really funny. It was the only time in the movie I was like, oh, that's good. There's a really, really bizarre scene, like one of the early scenes where how Oz was first created, where Frank Baum's son is sitting halfway out the attic window of their house holding two straight razors and like can't figure out how to get down. I was like, what the hell is going on in this scene? How does this kid get up there? Why does he have these two razors in his hands? It's totally bananas.
Well, the kid said that he couldn't, that his dad told him not play with the razors
in the house. Yeah. So he's sitting halfway up there.
That seemed like something that could happen because it was so weird.
It was. What a really strange thing.
I wonder if that's something like that did happen.
And the way they get the kid down is Baum starts telling him the story of the house getting transported to Oz.
Yeah,
like really, really strange. This is a really, really weird.
How much liberties do you think they took?
I have no idea. I mean, I don't really like. I was trying. I guess I got sidetracked before when we were talking about the Indian stuff. That's because that's when he actually moved to the out west, the Wild West town. He started printing all of these screeds in his newspaper about how the only way America can ever be a safe country is if they exterminate
all of them.
Yeah, exterminate all of the Indians.
Yeah.
So, but I honestly, other than that, I don't really know anything about the life of L. Frank Baum, so I have no idea what kind of liberties they had taken. It's just
it feels like they took a lot.
It is a really
going through each character and the inspiration for each character.
But
how he looked at the file cabinet and it said O through Z.
Right.
That might be
that
right.
could be true. It could be
true.
Could be.
That seemed more legitimate than the mother-in-law being the witch.
Yeah. Rue McClanahan from the Golden Girls did
a great job.
Shows up This is there are a bunch of 90s sitcom luminaries working their way through this movie. They're there. But yeah, this movie feels just very, I mean, I know it's a TV movie, but it just seems really slapdash, just like somebody wrote the script in 3 days. Yeah. It's like, let's get it on the air. Let's do it. Like,
when I originally watched this, I loved it.
Yeah.
On the second watch,
Yeah. Yeah. I do not have the,
because I think I was still kind of a kid.
Yeah. 1990. You would have been what, 15?
About that.
Yeah. So.
And my dad is a massive Oz fan.
Yeah.
Like massive. So we watched all the stuff.
Yeah, I do not have the benefit of having watched this movie when I was a kid. I can only watch it with my fresh eyes, and yeah, it was a rough one. It was a bit of a rough one for me.
All right, so Ken is the Dreamer of Oz, a pass, pirate, or pay?
This is most definitely a pass.
That's probably a pass for me too.
I found,
especially since you can't find it in any sort of reasonable quality. And you have to like suffer through it.
I
probably
found
a big pass.
I found almost no redeeming values in this movie. I just thought
I did not find no. I thought it was. I still thought it was like kind of heartwarming and kind of comfortable.
I was just bored. Almost the entire thing. I was pretty much just waiting for it to be over.
I liked it a little more than you, but I'm still a pass.
All right. All right, our final movie today, 2025's Wicked for Good, directed by John M. Chu. This is the sequel / second part of the Wicked saga.
Second act.
So yeah, I was just looking this up. First movie we both enjoyed. You were a pay and I was a pirate.
Yeah,
and I was certainly, when I first saw it, was not expecting to like it. I was, I believe that was both of our reviews, was like better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So let's get into this one.
All right.
It's the second half. We're picking up basically where we left off at the end of the first one, where Elphaba is now being branded as the Wicked Witch of the West, and her whole thing is still to save all the animals, right? Because our villains, the Wizard of Oz, as played by Jeff Goldblum, and the Michelle Yeoh character, whose name I can't remember, and don't really
Mrs. Morrible, I think.
Okay.
Oz's Stephen Miller.
It's interesting that you say that. Yeah, so their whole thing is the talking animals of Oz are a menace, and we gotta put all the animals in cages and stop them from talking so that we can subjugate them.
Yeah.
And boy, so originally on stage, both Elphaba and Glinda are played by white actresses. In this movie, Elphaba is played by Cynthia Erivo. And early on, the movie makes what winds up to me seeming like a very questionable choice. We're playing into some pretty severe slavery imagery with the animals.
Okay.
Like they're all chained together. They're being used as beasts of burden to build the Yellow Brick Road. At one point, they're even talking about escaping through an underground railroad.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't get it, but now you're putting it all together.
It just seemed, it seemed like they were really going for it, but then that stuff is largely abandoned. Like, I don't know, half an hour into the movie. The first instance of this movie doing what is, in my opinion, taking a shit on The Wizard of Oz, the original film, features the Cowardly Lion trying to stop Elphaba from freeing all of the other animals. He's like the Uncle Tom of Oz world here.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've seen a beloved character from the original film totally bastardized to accomplish whatever the fuck John Chu is trying to accomplish in this movie, which is not entirely clear to me. Yeah, so these things happen. While that's going on, Glinda is being promoted as the face of Oz. She's the good witch. She's marrying the handsome idiot guy, bland, handsome dude, whatever his story. Fierro is his name in the movie. They're about to get married. Glinda is positioned as a witch, despite the fact that she has no magical powers whatsoever. But then Fiyero decides, no, I actually love Elphaba. I'm not going to marry you. I'm going to flee, and we're going to do these things. Yeah, this movie, it's kind of a mess. I honestly don't know what is going on, what this movie is trying to do. There are things in it that I like. I really like the clockwork nature of the wizard. Like, it looks really cool. Everything he's accomplishing, like in the original movie, they don't have technology, right? So they're just using rear projection to show the face of the wizard, right?
Okay.
But in this movie, they have all this technology, so you see all of the illusions that the wizard is creating, and it's all done with like clock mechanisms.
Yeah, like steampunky.
Gears are being turned, and like I think it just looks really cool. And despite the fact that you're casting one of the main roles in a musical with a dude who cannot sing at all in Jeff Goldblum.
What do you mean Jeff Goldblum can't sing?
Dude, come on.
I think he's a fun singer.
I actually think he's really good in this movie. I feel like he's having a really good time. His one song and dance, for the purposes of what is asked of him in this movie, I guess he sings fine, right? But it's just like, it's like putting like Leonard Cohen in a Broadway musical. It's like, yeah, I love his voice, but like, this is not the kind of place you're expecting to hear this voice in. Michelle Yeoh also cannot sing, and she is unfortunate enough to have a duet with Ariana Grande, who actually can sing, and she does not come off well at all. Jeff Goldblum, I feel like he comes off really well in this movie. I feel like his wizard is the original version of the wizard from the original movie. He's not a bad guy. He's just kind of a bumbling fool who happened into this thing, right? And I feel like Jeff Goldblum brings that same kind of energy where he's just like, he's not a bad guy. He just is kind of in over his head and doesn't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
Michelle Yeoh is the actual villain of this movie.
Right.
But like, I love Michelle Yeoh. I think she's great. She's just not right for what's going on in this movie. She does not fit with anything that's happening, I feel like. But yeah, so Jeff Goldblum I really like, and the wizard stuff I really like. And then some of the other stuff with the like mass producing propaganda. I thought some of that stuff was kind of interesting. And I continue to be shocked at how great Ariana Grande is as Glinda. Like, I feel like she has an absolute, even though her role in this movie is a lot less interesting than her role in the first movie, I still feel like she has a really good feel for what this character is, where she's like totally full of herself. She's not a bad person. She's just really self-interested. Yeah. And so like the way she plays it with like these huge exaggerated gestures all over the place, like flipping her hair and doing all kinds of things. I just love what she's doing. I think she's really good in this movie. And I have, as I said last time, I have no experience with Ariana Grande at all. Like, I never watched the Disney Channel shows she was on. I don't know any of her music. I don't have any experience with her. Right. But I just think she's really good in this role. Yeah. That said, there's a lot of stuff in this movie that I don't like. And a lot of it has to do with taking a shit on the original story. Right.
Yeah. Like retconning the whole Wizard of Oz into this.
So what we've done here is...
I read the book, way before the musical was ever written.
Okay.
Again, my dad was a huge Oz fan, so whatever comes out. And so he read it and told me to read it, so I read it.
Yeah.
And I remember in the book, I remember the melding of the Wizard of Oz and Wicked being a lot smoother. And everything, all the Dorothy stuff and all the really happening in the background.
Yeah, yeah.
Like really in the background.
Yeah.
And in the foreground, you were telling the story of Wicked.
Right.
With these things just kind of like peeking in here and there. Yeah. And I think they tried to do that here, but it was just messier.
I just like, okay, you turn Fiyero into the Scarecrow. That's whatever. It doesn't make any sense why in the movie the witch is constantly trying to light him on fire. Right, like, and because in this version, at the end of the story, the witch and the Scarecrow wind up living happily ever after with one another, and so it's just like, okay, this is really weird. You're totally altering this. And then there's a scene in this movie where the Tin Man is like leading a lynch mob out for blood against the Wicked Witch, and it's like, well, no, see, we already know who the Tin Man is. We have a century worth of experience with him. Like, how can you be just doing this? It just makes no sense at all. I just don't understand what you're trying to do. And then, like I was talking about earlier with all of the slavery imagery, you introduce this whole white savior thing where Glinda becomes the hero of the entire story because no one would believe it that the Wicked Witch was actually the hero anyway. So she just has to fake her own death and then fade into the background. But it's just like, you're just you've introduced this really uncomfortable element into the narrative that like has no reason to be there, and you're not really helping anything. You're just shooting yourself in the foot, basically, you know? I just don't understand why you would ever want to make people feel that way when you know where your story is going. You know what I mean? It just makes no sense to me. So I don't know. I was just bugged by the whole thing. As I was driving home after watching the movie, I was just like, I couldn't think about any of like, oh, that song was good, or oh, Ariana Grande is fun. All I'm thinking about is just like, what exactly were you trying to accomplish here?
What? There wasn't a whole lot of music in this act.
Not a lot. Yeah, not a lot.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess For Good is the big song from this one, which I thought was okay. It's a fine song, you know.
I did still think the same thing I thought about the last one, and I think you thought the same thing, was whenever Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande were in a scene together doing stuff, they're really great. Still really good.
They're really great together. They have great chemistry. It seems like I guess I haven't seen too much of it, but a little bit online I've been seeing like how they became like super friends in real life, and they're doing all the press stuff together.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, and it shows through. You're right, because essentially what should be the story of this movie, what I understand is mostly the story of the original show, is the friendship between these two characters, right? Like that's the central relationship of the entire story. But
it's so fraught with
yeah.
You know, you got to put some.
But I feel like a lot of that wasn't allowed to take center stage in this one, which to the movie's detriment. Like like you said, that's the stuff that works. That's the stuff in this story that works, and to have so little of it in favor of so much of this other stuff that is just noise is really baffling to me.
Yeah.
I'm just very confused by this movie. I don't understand what the filmmakers thought they were doing, what the intention was. Like how can you look at this finished product and be like, yep, we nailed that one? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I didn't have a bad time. It was, it was breezy. The movie flowed, but like, I wasn't thinking about that after it was over. All I was thinking about were the problems.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of forgettable.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, because you would like to see a complete picture out of the two movies, you know?
Yeah.
It did great at the box office.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So good for them, I guess.
Love Wicked. And there are 2 more books in the series.
Great.
But Steven Schwartz didn't write musicals out of those 2. So. Yeah. But that doesn't mean they'll stop him from making movies.
Oh no!
Not when this money train is rolling.
Oh no! I don't like the sound of that. I feel like more assignments could be forthcoming my way.
All right, so is that it for Wicked for Good?
That's about. Hopefully, that is it for Wicked for Good for me.
For good.
For good.
So what would you give Wicked for Good, Ken? A pass, pirate, or pay?
It's a pass for me. Just didn't work. Yeah, just not.
I think it's a pirate for me.
Yeah.
But just barely. Just barely.
So we do both agree that it is a pretty significant step down from the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Yeah, bummer. All right, we'll see you next time.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in to Pass Pirate Pay. This episode was produced by the one and only Andy Morris. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button on your favorite podcast app. We'd hate for you to miss out on all the fun. Curious about where to stream the movies we talked about? Head on over to passpiratepay.com. We've got everything listed with handy links on where to watch. You can also join the conversation on our Facebook page or stalk our cinematic musings on Letterboxd. Links are on the site. Got a movie or a TV show you think we should review? Fill out the contact form, or this is cool, you can even text us right through the episode player on our website's front page. Thanks again for hanging out with us. Until next time, keep watching, keep rating, and keep it past Pirate Pay.